Alright, hello everybody and welcome to the stream. I am Razim and this is Horizon Lost World of Darkness Mage 20th. I really have no idea how to properly convey what this system is running, or what system we're running, but that's close enough, I suppose. Either way,
Ascension.
Mage the Ascension, yeah, I guess I could start saying that. That would probably be a bit more clear.
Mage from World of Darkness.
I've got a Mage 20th WoD.
Yeah,
Wrath
20th
on
anniversary
delivery.
World of Darkness.
Anyways, thank you all so much for joining us. I'm going to turn it over to...
It's story 4, right? The shattered thing.
Tanya.
Mage 20th birth by sleep.
Why are you turning it over to me?
To do the recap.
Why me?
Why not you?
All right, I'll do the recap. But first, quick thing. I checked the stream. Your audio is perfectly fine over there, but on Discord you are coming through crackly. At least for me. Is it coming through crackly for anybody else?
Nope.
All right, let me reconnect real quick.
Oh, so that's how Tanya's trying to get out of, doing the recap.
No, you're still crackly. So, recap. Where should we start? There was an assassination attempt that it didn't go so well. We kind of sort of slammed all of the monsters together, and we were about to, pick them apart, but then a spaceship showed up and kind of like orbital ion cannoned them. And then we had to explain to these, basically, basically they're the Brotherhood of Steel, the tech dudes hoarding the tech, hoarding the powerful stuff, get very mad if they see other people using it. But these particular people were a little bit open-minded in the regard that they're like, okay, show us how you do that. We're like, you can't show you. Like, sure you can. We're scientists. We can learn anything. And then we had some monsters show up. The monsters were headed towards Earth, or because we're like in the deep Umbra, but the scientists view it as space.
We're in space.
It's supposed to be this big, spectacular, amazing fight. There's going to be boarding operations. There was going to be monsters and big horrors like the flood from Halo and all that fun stuff. And then we broke them, and the GM had to cry for a little while because we destroyed his monster, and then
True story.
then
And for some reason, the GM's icon on stream isn't right.
because a ninja is
yes,
one
it
with their
is.
environment.
Oh, it's just not
True
the same one that's in.
A true ninja is one with
Okay.
their environment. Why must you swing the blade when the tree can do it for you? Or in this case, a giant wailing storm full of shattered souls.
So he's got a custom icon set for the ZGF Discord, which he kind of should clear that out. But the icon he's using on his actual Discord account itself is correct.
Okay.
How close is it to dead?
So there was a plan B, because in our attempts to, well, the thing that we were going to do before we discovered, hey, let's just throw weather at it. We were going to, collect a little sample of it, run a couple experiments, say, oh, this poison works, and then use that. Then the DM was like, ha ha ha, you killed my monsters, but there's a little piece of meat left over. As soon as you're not paying attention, I'm going to, and she just sterilized it. My paranoia saved the day, and I never even knew it.
Cue DM crying a second time.
Can we go for a third?
So now we are on a spaceship that's not a spaceship, going through space but not space, heading towards Earth but not Earth, where
No, we got back.
well, we're
You
not
guys
on
got back
Earth
to the
yet.
manor.
Wait, we are back to physical.
Yeah, we were gonna end the session with you guys making it back to the manor.
Oh, I thought you were gonna have a whole session where we're in the shallow Umbra.
I'm gonna let you guys get back into the. They know well enough to get you back there very easily. It's not a problem for them.
And at this point, all I know is that I owe some space marines a crate full of medicine, and there's a really old tree that's gonna be very angry because I didn't water him and pick the aphids off. Now we're all caught up.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. You
And
guys
we
have
also
found.
got a friend, Isaac.
Yes. Isaac is now your ally and friend, and he is willing to help you guys if you ever need it. And now you guys have found yourself back at Cody's Manor. Literally, the way you got back, when they arrived in orbit over Earth, they literally beamed you back into the manor.
Beam me down, Scotty.
And that is where we open up now, with you guys having just arrived back in Cody's manor. Basically, your guys' second home.
Well, I'll be heading straight to the garden to catch up on all the maintenance there, and expect to be chewed out.
The massive old tree is there, and you get the distinct feeling as you are getting near it that it's like you're being glared at and judged.
If we had a spirit mage, they'd be able to see specifically.
Yes, hello. That is me.
Hey, it's not my fault. I was kidnapped, all right? I came straight back as fast as I could.
You get the distinct feeling like a shrug and and
I think you're being unfair right now.
the distinct feeling of judging doubles.
I think you're being unfair to me.
I'm just going to tune him out and get back to the watering and the pruning and all that.
As you work, you get the feeling that overwhelming sense of judgment slowly starts to dissipate, very slowly over time.
Question.
Answer.
I'd like to check the mail. Do I have a finger?
No,
Okay.
not that you see, at least. Not here.
Any mail?
Amazon
Roll me a
delivery.
d10.
A D10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got a 2.
There is a set of 5 letters there.
I read through who they're from.
They are not normal letters. They are made of what looks like solid gold, and the writing is in some white powder that seems to stick to the gold.
Why are we getting cocaine letters?
That's what I was going to ask.
Can I make out who they're from?
Clearly, they're from the Colombian cartel. Your presence has been requested.
There is each of your names on these. and the envelopes feel
They're
like
from ours.
paper, but they also shine and feel cold like gold. But they have the consistency of paper.
I'm gonna go ahead and open mine.
Make a willpower roll.
Alrighty.
the only
if I recall,
paranoid
my
person?
willpower is 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Don't forget we so rudely left the.
I'm gonna use one of my lucky charges for the session. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna use another one.
Oh my god. Why am I the only paranoid person?
I accidentally rolled an extra one, and god damn it, I'm gonna use my third and final lucky reroll because I'm getting so many fucking
my God.
ones.
This is fate just slapping you right now.
Why am I rolling 9? But whatever. Jesus Christ, the most I get is 1 success out of all those rolls.
That's 0 successes because you rolled a 1.
No, there was one where I rolled a 9 and an 8.
Oh, do you use the best one?
I'd have to go back and check, but
how many dice?
at
in
most I
total
have
is that?
1 success or 0 successes.
Real quick, Toshime has completed the donation goal.
Oh no. Why?
Also, Raccoon has offered you a reroll, you sad man.
Okay, thank you, Raccoon. 3, 4. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have counted 8. This should only roll 8.
And donation goal has been met.
That's another 0. Does anyone else want to give me a reroll? I can do this all day.
Question. In our previous session, who was it that managed to roll 3 out of 3 all ones?
I just want to say that was me. I just want to say real quick. This feels like what you guys are all seeing right now. This is how I rolled yesterday or last time. This is what happened to me.
There's
So
another
now the
reroll.
DM has shoved his bad luck onto one of the players.
We got another one, another reroll.
Okay,
Raccoon is not giving up on you.
Don't give up.
5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go.
Is chat just gonna turn into you?
Oh, I see a 10. I see at least 2 10s. Okay, we have more successes.
We have a
Reroll the
chance.
tens.
1, 2, 3, 4,
We have a
3,
chance now.
4, 5. So I have at least 5.
Yep, reroll the tens.
I have 5.
5 successes. Okay, you don't get scared.
You don't get scared. That's all it was. Just
Yup. Yep. Yup.
Alright, go on.
So he opens the fucking letter. He's staring intently at it. Energy is swirling, roiling, and he's like, "Oh no, this is fine."
As you hear a very familiar voice that sends absolute terror for a moment down your spine before you're able to push it down and keep yourself from freaking out. Oh, darling! I'm so glad you got my letter. Now, I'm glad you guys are back from your little play dates, but we have very important things to talk about. I am having a grand ball, and I am formally inviting all of you to attend. Attendance is mandatory, I might add. Now, it is going to be coming about 6 hours now since you've now opened this letter. So, you have plenty of time to get ready, to get proper outfits. I've already had the proper outfits delivered. No need to thank me. I have a duty as a host after all. And I might promise that there is actually something very important for you guys to come as well. Especially Cody. I have a favor I must deliver for him.
Does existential dread count as a type of fear?
Yes. But that is going to be from, 6 hours from since you've opened this letter now. I cannot wait to see all of you, darlings. Let's see. Oh, yes. Before I forget, make sure you keep these invitations with you. They will allow you entry. And the instructions for where to go for the gala is within the invitation as well. Now, toodles, darling. I have so much to do. And then the voice just cuts out. And
Reinhardt
on the
gives-
letter, you can see both map and directions, as well as basically the invitation itself.
Reinhardt takes note of this, and he goes to open the other letters.
They won't open.
Oh.
As you hear Domino's voice in your ear, "Nuh-uh, darling, I know you want to hear more of my glorious perfect voice. However, you must make sure these letters go to who they are properly addressed to. After all, anything else would be imperfect, and we can't have that now, can we, darling?"
9! I just want the envelopes.
He always
There is no
manages to find
response.
the perfect way to be irritating.
Reinhardt pockets his envelope and goes to deliver the rest of the letters. He starts calculating how much money he can make off of selling a solid gold envelope.
Oh my god. We are in a mansion! A fully furnished, fully appointed mansion! You don't need to go to a freaking pawn shop and sell gold paper.
Yeah, the weight isn't exactly, that much, so can't be that good.
So what is everyone else doing as Reinhardt comes to find you?
Other than arguing with a tree and getting into a serious fight with a bunch of weeds.
I say hello to the tree.
You hear a old man's voice going, "Hello." At least one of you whippersnappers shows proper respect.
Of course! Have they not been treating you well?
Ignoring me, going gallivanting across the spirit world. Honestly, children, all of you.
To be fair, there are some important matters there.
Alexis, all you see is Reinhardt talking to thin air at the moment.
No, he's looking at the tree.
Oh, sorry. Portia, you see him seemingly just talking to the tree and having a conversation with it.
Anything he tells you, he's full of shit. He'll say anything in order to demean me.
That's incredibly rude.
Well, it's fertilizer, so entirely possible he's correct.
Builds character.
Is that what the tree responds with?
Yes.
As the
good
tree
very
says, it
poisoning.
builds character.
Build your character. Build a house with your character.
Careful.
As you see in Reinhardt's hand a set of golden envelopes.
Ah, yes, that reminds me. This is for you.
I just got back from an adventure.
Yes, yes, we
Another
did. Can I
reason to
keep
leave
the
the tree.
envelope?
Leave it over by the buckets. I'll check it in a minute.
Alright. He goes over and he sets the letter down. And then goes off to find probably Warren or Alexis.
Alright, let's go Warren.
And
We'll go in order here.
going to my sanctum to resupply my different components.
I
Alright.
would like to specifically kick the door open.
Warren, the door has been kicked open. As you see Reinhardt stepping into your sanctum.
Yes, come in here. You can help me get all set back up from this little adventure.
Actually, I am playing the role of courier today. And he offers forth a letter. This is for you, from Domino.
I'll take it and open it.
Ah, darling, so delightful to see you. Now, I know this may catch you after your little adventure in the spirit world. Quite fabulous, I must say, darling. It was all over the entertainment districts, I must say. I and a few others were watching you. But, duty before pleasure, of course. I have an invitation, as my dear courier has brought to you, to invite you to a grand ball. I'm afraid attendance is mandatory, of course. I have already supplied outfits that will be delivered beforehand, and the directions and entry are both provided in the invitation that you are now holding in your hands. I do hope that you will attend. I will hate to think of what would happen if you did not. But we do have some quite fabulous things, I must say, for this dear, dear gala. Also, do ensure Cody shows up. I have a favor I need to return to him. Now, I have so much to do to prep. I will see you soon, darling. And then the voice cuts out.
Take the letter, carefully place it in my pocket, and say, we need an emergency meeting right now.
Indeed we do, but can I keep that envelope?
The envelope may be part of the invitation. It's a fey, after all.
Fine. I'm going to go find the other two I have not delivered to yet. Portia is still out by the tree, and
I'll
is
come
still
with
tending the tree and has not opened her invitation yet.
And off we go, making sure to
Okay.
close the door behind us.
So you're off to Alexis next?
Yes.
Alright.
So this should be in the library researching the worms.
Before we get to you guys arriving, do you have library?
Oh yeah, we have lots of
Yes.
we have,
That's
we
what
have
I thought
all
you
of
guys
the
did.
library. We have so much
Okay.
library.
So give me, what are you specifically trying to research? Because it's going to affect what you're rolling.
Let's say, well,
Are you just looking for like the worm itself? and
first
general
we heard that prophecy.
Yes.
Would there be any point of looking up this particular prophecy?
You could attempt to, yes.
Okay, and then secondary will be trying to see if any of the 12 heads of the urge worm would pertain to it, perhaps, and
Okay.
weaknesses, that sort of thing.
So this would be intelligence plus esoterica plus your library.
Ooh, okay. That'd be
What is
Well.
the total for our library?
5
All right.
and 7
Yeah.
success. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.
Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Reroll the tens.
Oh right. Hang on a second. Let me type this out. Int plus library plus where'd it go?
Library is one of the few backgrounds that adds to a roll.
And research wouldn't go into this.
Not for this one.
Okay.
This is specifically supernatural knowledge.
All right. Add 2 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Which one do you want to apply this to?
Apply which two?
This roll to the prophecy or to the information on the worms?
Sorry about that. I'm back.
Welcome back. Let's say the prophecy.
Okay.
What don't I know?
Um,
Let's know what don't I know about the prophecy now.
For that matter,
give
what
me a
happened to Bob?
You managed to find the social security number of the guy who made the prophecy.
Like, what happened to Bob and stuff, you know?
He wasn't using Bob here. He was
Oh.
using
I was just
his
looking at
own.
library.
So
Also, our
just
library is 8.
so you
8?
get 3 more dice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Our node is 7, library 8, sanctum 7.
Go ahead and roll 3 more dice.
okay. I mean, do I really need to at this point? God, 3 more successes. I am hot today.
You know everything.
So
Lexus ascends to another plane for a second.
I just want to state for the viewers here, the difficulty for this roll was 10 successes
Nice.
to even find out anything.
It was supposed to be something we would fail.
Yeah,
Once again.
it was.
Once again, we break the DM.
This is like the time Travis rolled a 30.
Okay. Well then, 14 successes. Give me a moment because I need to double check just how much you know now.
Great.
Nope, the answer is a lot.
Alright.
If you had applied this roll to the urge worms, I would have literally said, you know, the page that you shared from the White Wolf wiki.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you
You
know
had
all
that.
of that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay. So, apparently, this prophecy talks specifically about 5 will workers who, during the end times, have the possibility of defining the fate of not just this world, but also the world that comes after.
Nice.
And if it comes after.
Nice.
That their duties and what they will attempt will shape not just the fate of this world, but also make the new world.
Joke.
According to this prophecy. It's kind of vague in that regard. But it does
Well, I mean,
specifically
best prophecies are
mention
vague.
it does specifically mention the serpent, the spider, and chaos.
And the witch in the wardrobe.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
And a
Growth from
partridge
sleep,
in a pear tree.
0.2.
Interesting.
Redux.
Based on this prophecy so far, too, is it looks like it's not just minions of the worm, but also minions and servants of the weaver and the wild as well, who will get
The
involved
prophecy
in
ties
this.
up all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Worm Weaver and the
Worm weaver and the wild.
Wild Cernos. Well, it's good to know.
With that roll, you would specifically know that the minions of the wild tend to be wild spirits and changelings in the fair folk.
Oh.
Servants of the weaver are weaver spirits. The technocracy and any sort of organization that is designed to bring order, stability, and stasis to the world. And for the worm, specifically the worm spirits, vampires, and some werewolves. Werewolves also fall under technically Gaian spirits, so they do not count for any of this, to your knowledge. They're more of a wild card as far as the prophecy is concerned, over which side they support, except for ones who have specifically fallen and pledged themselves either to the Weaver or the Worm.
And to clarify, the Weaver Worm and the Wild are all, like, bad-ish?
No, it's
The
complicated.
Yeah, the Weaver strikes me as kind of like just a neutral or kind of good because it creates, right?
So the Wild is the only one that's still doing this job, and I will allow with that roll, you would be able to find this stuff out as just small information with a roll that good as pertains to the prophecy. The Wild is the only being that is still doing its natural job, what it's supposed to, creating chaos and newness, basically. However, it's slowly been choked out more and more over the centuries, and it has gotten weaker and weaker and weaker. The Weaver is crazy. The Weaver wants perfect stasis. It wants perfection. It wants to create a reality that is perfect and unchanging, and to ensure that nothing will be destroyed ever again after what the worm continued to do.
Season 6 reveal, Domino is the Weaver.
The Weaver is all about creating a very static, unchanging reality, which is what the technocracy's goal technically is.
Gotcha.
The worm is the most dangerous of the three, while the Weaver wants to basically create boring old reality with nothing special to it and basically static, it's always this way permanently. The worm just wants to obliterate everything, to corrupt, to destroy, and to end everything. If the worm had its way, then everything would be destroyed and there would be nothing that would come after.
Some lizards just want to see the world burn.
Gotcha. Cool. So this is a good library.
Yeah, Bob would have been able to tell you all those things about the triad, as they're called.
Okay.
The triad is the term for them all three together.
I guess next time I should just go to Bob.
He probably helped out, told you which books to look at, as well as offering you just like advice on the spirits, because well, that's what he kind of specializes in.
Gotcha. All right. So separate roll for the particular. Okay. And what would that roll be? Same.
Same. Yep.
All right. So
because you're looking for very specific knowledge, and this knowledge is difficult to come by.
So 15. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10.
You okay over there?
This is on the worm servants. Worm servants. I think.
Okay, Kerr.
What does he know? Does he know things? Let's find
Hello.
out.
Here you go.
Did you send him the
For those
page?
at home,
pretty much.
he just posted the wiki page into the chat.
Oh, the Magein.
No.
So we're up
They-
against the Magein Arcana. Amongst them are Empress Ilaria, Lady Alif, and Lord Steel.
No, that can't happen. We're in the middle of the summit.
Well, no,
Cool.
no, Kerr, you need to, list off everything he now knows for the viewers
Yes.
and such.
Yes.
You can
So
bookmark
what does
That
he
is
know?
that is amongst this page is also how to take them down. That's correct.
Too much for the little kid.
Yes. Most of the quite a few of the more older werewolves do know how to beat them. It's the matter of just how fucking difficult trying to do that kind of thing is.
Hmm.
You have the urge worms as well as the elemental worms here. The elemental worms technically count as some of the. They're not exactly the urge worms. They're more attuned to the elements, but they also have the Magine working for them.
Nice.
Raccoon, he learned everything. He knows all about them. The Magine Incarna are some of the most powerful Bane spirits of the worm. Banes are basically corrupted evil spirits who serve the worm. They were all once mortal, yet became so thoroughly corrupted by a particular urge that they were transformed into powerful spirits that embody that urge now. Each serve their patron until they fail in some way, or until a newer and more powerful candidate floats to the top. The Magine act as the eyes, ears, voices, and occasional hands of the urges whenever more direct action is necessary, as the urges themselves cannot directly intervene or interfere. They spread corruption according to their urge in order to strengthen the worm. Mortals who know of the worm and wish to pledge themselves to its service must approach it through a Magine. A number of cults also form around such servitude.
So follow-up question.
Yes.
It probably wouldn't be a good idea to attempt to employ the assistance of the Wild or the Weaver in taking down the worm. Is that correct?
The wild is not sentient. It does have powerful servants and spirits who do serve it.
No, that's what I
Um,
meant. Yeah, like the servants of, more or less.
They can possibly help. They tend to try to do so when they can, especially if they are called on by like werewolves and such. The Weaver spirits. The Weaver does not want the world to be destroyed, but they also tend to have more of a rigid, like, this is my duty, this is my task. I don't usually go above and beyond that, is how the Weaver is.
They're called the laws of reality, the laws of physics, not the suggestions.
No, I beg to differ.
Talk to
That
my
basically
lawyer.
Stance.
All right, so we might want to peek into the Wild, perhaps, to see if we can help. Or maybe Snowy. What was his name?
You never actually found out his name.
I thought we did.
Oh yeah, sorry, you
Winter
did
Song.
find
Winter
out his
Song.
name.
That was it.
Winter Song, yes.
You might want to ask him if he's if he knows any servants of the Wild, perhaps.
He has since returned to let the tribes know that you guys made it back.
Okay. Or we could ask Domino, perhaps.
No.
No? Oh.
How much
But it's
time?
time to give out the letter.
How much time passed while he was doing that research?
Probably half hour.
I kicked the door in.
Holy! What in the spheres do you want, man?
We have letters to deliver.
All right, well, hand it over, I guess.
He hands over the gold envelope.
All right. I shall investigate and open up and see what else I got to read today.
Oh, darling! It is simply so fine to see you after your little jaunt and foray into the spirit world.
Alexis will be looking around wildly. Where is he? Where is he?
Now, darling, calm down. It is okay. I am simply telling you that you are formally invited to my ball that I am throwing later tonight. It's about, 5.5 hours from now. But worry not, attendance is mandatory, outfits will be delivered, and ensure that you keep this invitation with you as it will allow you into the ball, as well as directions to how to get to there. And do ensure Cody comes. It is quite important that he attend. I have a favor I must return to him.
The disturbing
But
part is how this is
I have preparations to do, darling, so I shall see you at the ball. I cannot wait to see you, darling.
The disturbing part is how this is pre-written text, yet somehow also reactionary.
Mm-hmm.
That implies some things that are very unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fair folk. Kind of comes with the camp.
He's cheating. He's looking
Alright.
at time sideways.
Well, I think I've researched basically everything we need to know about this particular circumstance, so my evening is apparently free. I shall attend. Thank you, Moriarty. Your services are much appreciated.
When the fuck did I get here?
Oh, sorry. Damn it. Back here.
A confused fox person looks around.
Sorry. Sorry. Go
Right,
away.
wrong reality. Just jump
My
back through
bad.
the portal. He'll be fine. See you in a few
He
hours.
fades from existence with a...
Reinhardt. Thank
Yes!
you, Reinhardt.
You're welcome. Once this is over, I want that envelope.
Okay.
He nods once and then continues to go see Cody.
What the hell?
My planned course of action, I don't know how this lines up with the time passing for the other people doing stuff, is after she's done tending to the tree, she takes the letter with her up to the lab, and while all of the drugs that she's going to be handing over to the technocrats are being synthesized, that's when she opens it with gloved hands.
Darling, so great to see you again after your foray and jaunt into the wild. Now, the reason for this invitation is to informally invite you to the ball that I am having later tonight in about, 5.5 hours. Attendance is mandatory, I might add. Do not worry, outfits will be delivered, as well as just look upon the invitation and it will tell you where to go. You and all of your friends are, of course, invited. And I do hope that you will ensure that Cody attends. I do have a favor I must return to him. But now I have preparations to do, darling. I cannot wait to see you here. Toodaloo.
What the hell's wrong with my clothes? I dress well.
It's not up to Faye standard.
I feel personally insulted.
And now we go to where Cody is. And Marticus.
He would probably be,
Oh, the people who died
You know, I think at this point he's probably out near the tree and the node, letting Marticus, recharge, as well as tending to the other Martens on the property.
Marticus is nibbling on some of the berries that the tree is growing.
Reinhardt is going to summon a door and then take it down.
Pointy teeth!
And you don't feel bad about them. You just
Nibble, 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 nibble,
are
nibble.
upset one wasn't me.
Wait.
Anyways, Reinhardt walks up to Cody.
Wait, what is it that he's chewing on?
That's rude.
Joke.
Berries,
Some
apparently.
berries. That the tree suddenly started growing.
Oh, okay. Because you said tree and being chewed on. I'm like, oh crap.
Look upon the adorable Marticus. He is going foof.
Ooh, let me see.
Well, I mean that's not.
I think that Marten has low batteries.
Marticus is recharging.
He's trying.
But yes, this is where you find him as you come out to see him.
Cody!
Yes. What can I do for you?
We have an invitation, a letter from Domino.
Oh, you wanted me to?
Very well. Leave it on my desk in the inbox over there.
No, you must open it now.
Why?
Because the letter talks.
Very well.
Not about, just it talks.
Then I can take care of it later when I'm back in my office.
To be fair, me and you did.
Well, you have approximately 4 hours now?
And
And that is all. And he places the letter before Cody.
He's like, oh, I tried.
I will, as the popular media says, I will arrive exactly when I mean to.
The invitation starts wiggling.
He goes back to spreading berries, dried berries to the Martens.
Reinhardt gives a soft shrug and goes back to see Portia because he's right there.
Cody, you feel something poke you in the rear.
Let's
He
keep
will
it
look
PG-13 now.
You turn around. As you turn around, you see the invitation has folded itself into an origami Marten and is now poking you with one little paw.
Very well, very well. What is the message?
It unfolds back into the envelope.
Well, if you're not going to relay your message, then I'll go back to this.
It starts wiggling.
Berries, spread out berries, spread out berries.
Starts wiggling more assertively.
Add some marshmallows to the mix.
Let's see who can be the most stubborn here.
It unfolds back into a Marten and jumps onto your lap.
Here you go, then. And he's gonna offer a berry to it.
It starts nibbling on it.
Great, great. And he's throwing more, he's adding little pieces of, shredded chicken now.
You have now been sworn by Martens.
Well, yes, that's kind of what happens, you know? They're all over the place, a lot of them crawling on him, and he's perfectly happy with that, and just keeps tossing out the pieces of food.
As you're doing this, suddenly you realize you are not alone, as there is now a person sitting right beside you, feeding the Martens with what look like little blocks of sugar, salt, thing. You're not exactly sure what it is.
It's cocaine.
O cubes.
Honestly, darling, I sent an invitation and everything, and you don't even open it. I am a very, very busy man, you know.
Well, here's first off, salt. We don't want too much of that in their diet. It's better if they have, more standard foods. Then again,
Darling,
most of
it
them
is
won't even
perfect.
touch at the salt, so that's beside the point.
True.
And yes, I know you sent this letter, but I will get to it when I get to it.
And it is quite important that you attend
That's a charm.
my
I love the
ball,
fact that
darling.
this
I
animal
will
used
be
to
there.
destroy human filth is a good one.
Do ensure that you do so. I have a favor I need to return, and you just so happen to be the one that I need in order to pay it back.
I'm playing
Well, very well. As I said, I will be there.
Honestly, you are lucky I like you so much, darling. Otherwise, I would turn you into a Marten.
You know what this
As
think that would
enjoyable as
necessarily
that
be a
would
bad
be,
end for
but
him.
I already do that to myself quite often.
There's 40 points in general.
I suppose then I will see you at the ball. I have so much work to do, and honestly,
The Marten letter jumping over.
Thank you.
Marcus comes flying and lands on you. He is now bouncy and filled with energy.
Excellent!
A chest?
This is
So
what
I am
cocaine Martin
totally
looks like.
intending to arrive about an hour
They're
late.
here.
Or rather, sorry, an hour on time. For a wizard.
Everybody knows that a wizard is fashionably late.
No, a
Fair.
wizard
He
is
arrives
never
precisely
late.
when he means to.
Exactly.
A wizard always arrives when he is needed.
I'm gonna put them in.
Domino just sighs before clapping his hands and vanishing.
And then Cody will open the invitation.
Honestly, darling, now you're just being cheeky.
That is rather the point.
Indeed, and though you do it perfectly, I must ask that you refrain from it tonight, darling.
I shall endeavor to do so.
Excellent, darling. Then I'll see you tonight. Toodle-doo. So what do you guys do with these about 4 hours before the party?
I want to review my case files.
Well, apparently I'm not allowed to arrange my own outfits, so I'll finish prepping all of the medical supplies, getting those all nice and neatly sorted into a container.
Okay.
Alexis will be telling anyone who listens about what his research uncovered.
Reinhardt will listen as he reviews his case files.
Just
What are you looking for, Reinhardt?
Something that could potentially be done within 4 hours, or anything that I might need to do research on.
Nothing really stands out at the moment, mostly because you just don't have a lot of time. It's probably going to take almost an hour just to get there.
Get where?
To the party.
Oh, fair enough. So we have like 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's just rambling off about all that stuff, and Portia just yeah. Hey, tell me, does this crucible smell? Damn it, I can't even say. Does this crucible smell like chloroform?
No, but it smells like chlorine.
And I'm gonna have to get back to my sanctum real quick and create a trinket.
Okay.
Narcissus mirror as a gift, since we're invited to a fairy ball.
Ooh,
Okay.
clever.
Because it's customary to bring the host something.
Somebody's been reading Dresden Files.
I read World of Darkness books.
Oh,
I didn't know there were books about
I
this.
was so excited about the Dresden File, about you reading Dresden Files, and now I'm just disappointed.
Wait
I
a
should
minute,
read
you're supposed to
Dresden
read
Files since I'm doing a detective in this scenario, and that is basically what Henry Dresden was.
And
Harry.
please, no one upset the Fae by saying thank you.
Oh, wait, what? We're not supposed to say thank you?
Wait, that's a thing?
Yes, very much so.
Why?
Because you don't. When you say thank you, it's more like you're. Instead of giving a gift, you're appreciating him by just giving him lip service.
Words are wasted.
I have very
Mhm.
good lips.
But so basically, it's like words are wasted, only actions matter. So if you say thank you, it's like, okay, why didn't you show it instead?
Also,
Can I-
saying thank you can imply that there has been a
Favor.
yeah, which means they are required to either return it or to seek something out from you to balance the scales. They don't say
Can-
that because they don't want to imply that, because implications matter just as much as the meaning.
Would I roll to think I know this or to know some of this?
You can roll intelligence plus occult.
Occult.
Well-
My occult is 1. Intelligence is... I think my intelligence was decent. No, it's just 2. So 3 dice, let's go.
Considering who my godmother is, would I know this innately, or do I need to roll?
You would know.
Okay,
That's at least 2 successes. 3 successes, let's go.
great.
No.
You would know
So,
all this. Most
Kurt,
of this is basic knowledge.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yep.
Yes?
could you list out the actual rules for us all?
Yes, I can. For fair folk specifically, I will type out the rules here in the Discord, and you guys can share them with the chats.
Stuff like never accept a fairy gift, do not eat fairy food or wine.
What's wrong with the food?
You'll be addicted to it and you won't be able to eat anything else. Everything will be too mundane.
Not just that. If you eat fair folk food, you're also creating a debt with them because they fed you, which means you owe them.
But is turning them down any more polite?
Yes, it is.
Weird. Okay.
You're not eating their food, so therefore they have more food.
Makes sense, I suppose.
It's less of a cultural we want you to eat the food and more of a here's food if you want it, but pay me back if you take it.
Don't give them your full name. Be very, very, very polite.
I like more trouble than they're worth.
Don't give
Well,
them any
yeah.
clothing.
Okay, wait. Don't give them any clothing, but they're giving us clothing, apparently.
Yeah, should we even wear these things? Is that like accepting a gift from them?
No, because this is considered something that is required by his duties.
Huh.
If it's something that falls within their duties that they must do, it is not considered a gift. As host, he must ensure that everyone is properly attired. If he does not do so, he is not fulfilling his duties and role as host.
And yet giving
Which-
free food isn't part of his duties either.
Depends on the kind of food.
I'm gonna need to know
Welcome
that.
to the complicated world of the
Yeah.
Fae.
Say, jeez.
Mhm.
To explain about clothing, fairies hate cheap clothing and misers. So when they
And
found about the quality, your skirt, expect some mischief.
and for the record, when it comes to the food,
I just saw.
it's not so much that like the reason we don't eat the food isn't us accepting a gift or anything. That is simply we'll be addicted to the food. We're
That's
not
if it's
accepting
Fey food.
Yeah, if it's Fey food
Okay.
specifically. Like if they
Can
show
we tell?
if they're serving McDonald's, we can eat that.
Mhm.
Oh, they and why do I get the feeling they would just as like a test, as something to giggle at? Like, look at that, they're eating the junk food.
They cannot lie.
No,
So
they
they
cannot
would-
lie.
So they would have to, you know,
Oh no, they'd be truthful and honest about it, and then just sit back and wait to see if you do.
well, yeah.
Never mind.
But either way, it's not an insult to turn it down. It's just, and accepting their food, that's not that's not considered you accepting a gift. That is just part of their duties as a host.
But they could give Fey food just to fuck with us. Screw with
You'll be
us.
able to tell the difference.
I'm sorry.
You'll be able to tell the difference.
That's what I was hoping. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, trust me. Anything that is their food, you will know
Okay.
way beforehand. I've shared basically the 6 main rules to follow when dealing with the fair folk. Rule 1, never accept a gift without offering something of equal value in return. To do so would be to incur a debt with them, or they with you, and they don't like being in debt. They really don't like being in debt. Never eat or drink fairy food or drink. That will end badly for you. Never make an agreement or contract with them. They will call you out on it, and you will not be able to break that oath. They can never lie, they must always be truthful, and they must always fulfill their word. However, they are also master manipulators, and what they say may not be what you actually get or thought you would get. They are masters of the sucker punch. Make you look one way while they hit you another way. They must respect all laws and rules of hospitality, and to break those laws and rules around them will make them probably go homicidal on you or on whoever did it. And any actions that create a debt must be answered by them. If you destroy one of their enemies, they are required to owe you a debt because you dealt with the enemy before they could, which means they owe you something for that. To be fair, when it comes to a debt like that, usually they are very thrilled to fulfill that issue because you just probably did something horrible to their enemies, and they are very thrilled with you for that. That's the same thing of if you harm them, they are going to be required to harm you back in an equal manner.
So how much time did we have left? The time we're getting everything prepared,
About 3 hours.
and how long would it have taken to get that case of medical supplies put together?
You've been working on it for a while now, so it'd probably be about halfway done.
So I wouldn't have that done before it's time to leave then.
Probably not. This is probably going to take a while to get done. The thing is, you have time.
All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is a really big case. Basically, the biggest suitcase that Reinhardt can bring with him through whatever teleportation juju he uses.
Mm-hmm.
So did the ship actually come into the normal space before dropping us off, or did it teleport us through the barrier between?
For those of you who have spirit magic, they teleported you from the spirit world over into the real world.
Damn,
That's what their tech was made to do.
that's
So I
impressive.
just need clarification that whether or not it would be done before the party.
probably not done before the party.
All right. So just put a pin in that for later then.
All right. Is there anything else you would like before you guys go to the party?
And
Well, of
since-
course you get your outfits.
Since this is only a minor artifact, it should be in time.
Yeah, it's not going to be too difficult to do, especially in your sanctum.
Cody is going to, how difficult would it be for him to prepare a salt sculpture in the shape of a Marten?
That would probably take with magic.
Yes, of course.
You got matter?
I got correspondence, entropy, and forces.
How would you try to use magic to do that? What's your correspondence?
2. Perhaps using the correspondence to move the, I kind of assume that at this point, Cody's just got a giant, barrel full of salt.
Probably that's safe to have if Domino's around.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure every major area that's supernaturally inclined has that.
So, correspondence to move the, salt from the barrel to just like a workbench, and entropy to kind of luck it into the exact shape that he wants. And then forces to kind of heat up the inner part of it to bind it together.
And you're doing this within your sanctum, which means there would not be a chance of failure because of the way reality works in a sanctum. Yeah, I would let you basically take the equivalent of take 10 and just basically work on it slowly until you got it done. You would be able to do it.
Cool.
The question
So that
is,
will
how do you move it?
Oh, it's about the same size as a Marten, and like I said, I used forces to kind of melt it together so it stays together.
Yep. I will let that work, yeah.
This is giving me some amazing inspiration for something, but I don't know if I have enough clock for it. It'd be a relatively minor thing, but don't know whether or not I've already used up all of my clock.
What would it be?
I think I will
Go to the
pass
garden,
today, but if
find
you
the
want to do it,
best,
you can.
most perfect, pristine flower there, and then transmute it into a single salt crystal. To a crystal flower made of salt.
You have matter?
I have 2 points of.
You cut out there.
That's a
What was that?
2 points.
If you
I said 2 points of matter, 3 points of life.
Yeah, I would let you try to do that. It's a very simple pattern, so it's not that difficult to do.
And do you want me to help you point out the flower with Prime?
That would be.
So it'll be
very
a
helpful.
task flower?
A task flower is a. I've heard task before. That I remember it's important. I can't remember what it is though.
Crystallized quintessence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, on the note of that, no, it's still the same day. Never mind. I was thinking about the coffee maker there, but no, it's still the same day. All right, so would it be both life and matter?
Yes, is what you would
Uh,
need.
All right, so I just need to know how many dice I'm supposed to roll here.
You're just gonna. I won't make you roll since you're gonna be in a sanctum.
Oh,
Doing
all right.
doing it in a sanctum makes it way easier and safer for you to do. And for something so minor like this, I can see you do it pretty easily.
So we have a statue and a salt crystal flower charged with quintessence.
Yes.
And the mirror.
Oh yeah, and the vanity mirror thing, the narcissist mirror.
Yep. Anything else anyone else wants to do?
I'm having
For
trouble thinking of
good
a gift.
record, or for you know, for the good of everyone, Cody is going to send out a little alert across their intercom system, saying you need to bring a gift, and do not keep the clothes or letters.
Damn it!
Damn it!
I thought he said the invitation was necessary to get in.
Yes, but you're giving it to Gideon.
Yeah.
Kill them.
Yeah, don't.
Give
So
the invitation, basically telling everybody to give the invitation to them to get in.
Oh, okay, I got you.
and
So,
if you take the thing back
do not
after
keep
that,
it.
it would count as a gift.
Yeah. Potentially.
Oh dear, require a gift.
And I kind of consider the clothing to basically be like a rental. I mean, him providing the clothing is all well and good, but it's basically a rental,
Yeah, you're
unless I'm mistaken, Kerr.
So do we leave naked,
No.
No.
or should we bring a change of clothes?
About the time
Bring it.
right before you guys are set to leave, clothing will be delivered.
Ah,
I know that I'll be bringing
Beautiful-
a change of clothes.
Beautiful white suits and dresses.
hmm.
And the delivery person will ask on the name of who this is supposed to be delivered to.
Yes,
The
one.
full legal name.
These outfits are just delivered at the door. There is no one who actually is there when you open it.
See, this is why we need to install security cameras.
For real.
We do have security cameras. We
I
have
was gonna say, by now we better.
top-of-the-line security systems in place. And Cody's got his little wrist computer that has access to all of the computers. I do unfortunately need to step away. I'm really sorry, though. I'll still be listening.
I get the thinking suspicion though that it'd just be like one frame, there's nothing there. There's a frame of static, and then the next frame, there's the box.
Pretty sure that's how it would go.
There's not even a frame of static. It's just there.
Yep, it's just suddenly there.
Just it even makes that noise. Just
I am requiring of a gift.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. I have a vague thought of making like a globe of like a small handheld sphere of salt, within which is a rendition of Domino's face.
Oh, darling, he's gonna absolutely love that.
Excellent.
so
I
like
have
those little
bullets.
those little laser etched
Yeah, exactly.
desk decoration things.
Except made of like salt that's oriented a slightly different way so that it reflects off the light when it goes through it.
What does he even do with all this salt?
Whatever he wants.
Who knows?
My
Probably don't wanna
possessions
know,
consist of a few firearms, a change of clothing, and that's about it.
What can you make with your magic?
Death?
I don't think he'd like that. Well,
Depends on what you're killing.
exactly. I had to rethink that.
He has spirit, life, and entropy. But for life, for in-character purposes, it's really just death. It's the death part of life.
Can Domino talk to spirits? Can the fair folk talk
Possibly.
to spirits?
Possibly.
trying to think like a coupon for talk to one spirit, but that would be kind of crazy.
I would
Speaking of
rather give him a possession rather than my business.
That's fair.
Speaking of talking to spirits, at some point in time, the three of us are gonna have to sit down. You, me, and the old man, so he can finally actually write down a list of demands. Because
Well, the old man's already sitting technically, so you're good to go there.
well, it's very difficult when all he can do is to communicate in emotions. He can actually just straight up tell you what he wants, and then you can tell me.
Pretty much salt is what he wants.
I'm
The
pretty
tree, I
sure.
think.
I'm pretty
tree.
sure that if the pH of the soil went too low, that would cause some issues.
So strange, Alexis. Your anus seems to be presenting a capacity for intelligence.
For the tree, mostly just making sure that basically the tree is cared for. That's all he really cares about.
Truthfully, with your spirit sight, you can see what his true spirit form looks like.
It's an old man, a very mean one.
Well, I could have told you that. Even without being able to see or hear him, I just get that vibe. You know there's a crotchety old fart looking over your shoulder.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sad thing is, I didn't used to be so angsty towards him. It's just, he wears on you.
If you want to give Domino a surprise, give him a meeting with Wrinkle.
I don't know who that is.
Wait a minute. I just thought of the perfect thing you could do. You're really good at blowing stuff up, right? So all you need to do is present to him a container full of pepper and then a stick of dynamite so he can blow it up.
First things first, I am not some pyrotechnic.
And I'm not being serious.
The way you said I'm good at blowing things up, it sounds as though that was serious.
Well, I mean... Aren't you?
No! I am not a pyrotechnic!
Okay, then how do guns work? What makes the bullet come out?
Guns are simply miniature explosions, but I'm not a pyrotechnic. I do not create the bullets, I buy them off the shelf. What I do is I point a device and I push a button, and that kills people. Or sometimes I have the spirits do it for me.
To be fair, that's what a lot of pyrotechnics is you push a button and then people die, so...
Yeah. I wish I will debate this with you later. But I am not someone who deals greatly with explosives. Especially because that's not even the key point of my job.
Look, if we're short on gifts, honestly, I think the best thing to do would just be to bundle some of them together and put multiple people's name on it and call it a day.
Probably
doubt that
no.
will work. Maybe I should just see if I can't get one of Cody's fancy little pens.
I mean, yeah.
And since we're going into the Feywild,
Are we?
under Domino's protection, this should be fine.
Are we going into the Feywilds?
Where do you think a ball for the Fey would be?
Oh, I thought he had a mansion somewhere in town.
There are quite a few places. My food's almost here.
You're making me hungry.
So do you guys want to head out now then?
I require a gift still. Listen, I do not wish to piss off Zife. I have enough people who are pissed off with me as it is.
Give him an iron brooch.
An iron brooch?
No.
Iron? I iron. Excuse me, iron?
I kid.
Okay.
Do not give him iron.
Going to say that sounds, well, for one thing, a bit loaded for my kind.
Just walk up to the front door, say, "Hi, thank you for inviting us. Here's a declaration of war."
Yeah. I'm being very sarcastic.
Again,
Don't worry,
I'm
everything's gonna be fine.
I am thinking a fancy pen that I can steal from Cody that he will never notice.
He'll notice.
He always notices.
Mm-hmm.
As Marticus waddles over and hands you a pen made of salt.
Oh,
That's
What?
neat. How does
How,
that
what,
work?
when, where, and why?
he
He
picks
needed
it
a
up.
gift. So I got him one.
That is nice of you.
The little Martin nods.
He pets the Marten.
Now, do you have any berries?
Not on me, but I can get you some.
Then we'll take that as a deal. As he wanders up onto your shoulder.
You have become Zephyr.
Remind me after we get back. I can grow some berries for him. It's
Oh.
a thing.
Yes, I did forget to mention. Iron is basically anathema to them in their magic. It will break any magical enchantment effect or anything that they do, and it is basically like uranium to them.
Is the steel fall under that purview as well?
Has to be made of iron.
Yes. Well, steel is just iron and carbon.
Then
yeah,
yes.
it's just refined iron. Okay.
Usually it's not going to be nearly as effective as cold iron will be, though.
So
Gotcha.
it's a matter of purity. So the more that the iron is diluted into an alloy, the less effective it becomes.
No,
Interesting.
cold iron is specifically iron that has never been worked by human hands, basically. AKA meteoric iron is what it takes.
So when you say never been worked by human hands, it means never smelted or never tooled at all.
Smelted.
So if it's cold forged.
No, it has to be specifically made of meteoric iron.
So yeah, like if you take a chunk of meteor and then you hammer it into a blade without actually heating it, would that work?
That would work. If it's made of meteoric iron, it counts as cold iron. It's
Thank
extremely
you.
rare and difficult to get. And it is basically the most powerful weapon against a fair folk. It
Sure.
is like literal antimatter to them.
But if you just had an iron ore, like how does that function?
It still works pretty effectively against them. It can break their magic, and it can actually hurt them.
And they detect if you have something iron on them.
Yes. They
Okay.
will know.
Note to self: iron bullets.
Okay, now hear me out. Neodymium magnet, a plane ticket to Arizona, super glue, and a cheap Walmart sword.
Gonna be in trouble.
What?
There's a huge impact crater in Arizona where you can find little tiny fragments of meteoric iron. All you need to do is just drag a magnet around in the dirt. Because there's an asteroid roughly the size of a office building that hit there a couple million years ago.
You know, I know how we're all talking about making a sword out of iron, but let's just go the ultra simple way and just make a mace. Just a blunt object that we can smack them around with.
Beat him with a rock.
So-
Everybody sees me. Get dressed. Take my staff. Put it into my sanctum and come out without my staff.
Oh, the The crater was. I'm sorry. Just correction. The meteorite was only 50 meters across, 160 feet.
Yeah,
The
because
size of a
isn't your staff made of iron?
Old iron, yes.
It's still a very big chunk.
It is. I wouldn't say office building size though.
House.
I
Should
hear
I
you.
get some iron on
House,
me?
yes.
Should I like keep an
Uh.
iron thing on me just in case?
That's why I
No,
asked if
he'll
you would
know.
detect it. No, he'll know. You don't want to do that.
No. It would be considered bad manners. Only if you left it there would it be considered an insult.
Mm.
It's
'Cause that's like
basically a
I'm-
death threat.
Yeah, that's like leaving toxic waste at someone's house.
That's a fair analogy there.
And
I've never been one to really care about what people think of me. So iron bullets, yes.
And so the group knows I will not be able to use my entropy magic.
So here's a perfect way to put it. Showing up with the iron on you is like showing up with a lit cigarette in a house where they don't want smoking. Leaving it behind is like snuffing the cigarette out on their furniture and then leaving the butt behind.
My revolver is made of cold steel.
That's fine.
Or I should say blue steel.
Yeah, you're fine. So, as you guys get ready to head off, a limo actually pulls up to pick you guys up.
Oh, fancy schmancy.
And the
Indeed.
Opens, and what looks like a feline, like a tiger in a chauffeur outfit, steps out. He's got the little black suit, the little hat, and he just walks over and opens the door and beckons you guys to get in.
Is he bipedal or is he like on
He's
all
bipedal.
fours? Okay.
He's bipedal.
Now, this is still considered a courtesy and not a gift, correct?
Yes, this is
Okay.
the invitation here.
Just making sure.
Yes.
Cat
this...
chauffeur. If we see a sheep with a paintball gun, I'm out.
Now you're thinking with Faye.
Does everyone get in to go?
well,
I'm guessing.
Reinhardt,
I am Brian, I
Reinhardt would
guess.
get in. He should notably. He looks very out of place in a white suit.
And as you guys head off together, you're not exactly sure where you're going because everything just gets really, really blurry when you look out the
Oh,
windows.
it's not connecting to the main PC right now.
You can if you want to.
No. I need to figure out what's wrong later on. Thank you. Sorry about that.
You're good. Everything just gets very blurry outside the window, like you're moving extremely fast. But inside it feels perfectly normal. There are some drinks, there's a few little finger foods set out in case anyone was hungry. And otherwise, it's a very, very, very nice limo.
Delamain got some upgrades.
I got that reference.
The travel...
I will not be helping myself to any of the amenities provided.
I was going to say I probably won't be touching anything either. But you said we could detect if it was actually Fey food, right?
Yes, this is normal. Very fancy, but normal.
Still
Right
probably going to hedge my bets and not take any.
You guys would know about Domino is, unlike any other fair folk, he actually has a mortal soul inside of him.
Huh, how'd that happen?
I think
A group of mages stuffed it inside of him.
Reinhardt
yeah,
is going to go ahead and he's going to lay across some of the seats and just nap.
Yes.
ate it. It just wasn't voluntary.
So, for those of you who are new or following us, all of my games basically happen together, or I should say take place in the same universe, usually one after the other. So way back when, a couple of years back, God, 8 or 9 years at this point, when I was running another Mage game, the Mage has met Domino. And then 3 of them decided they were going to stuff a mortal soul inside of him, of which he still has to this day, which gives him morality, which honestly is absolutely fascinating to him, even if he doesn't understand half of it sometimes. But
I
out
don't
of
understand
basically,
morality.
no, he still doesn't get it. Like, he
No.
feels it, but he doesn't understand why he feels it.
Hmm.
It's absolutely fascinating. It is absolutely perfect for
Oh, there he
increasing
goes.
perfection.
Yeah, we lost him again.
But out of like this is years in universe. Basically, anyone who knows of Domino knows out of every Fairfolk, he's the one who's least likely to try to fuck somebody over.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Doesn't mean he won't, but he's the least likely to do it. You can relatively feel safe when dealing or speaking to him that he's not going to decide to turn you into a footstool, a mirror, or you know, raging fire that now courses through his salt manor.
Oh,
Just
I was
because-
having fun, but now I feel bad. Damn it!
Just because just because he feels the morality doesn't mean he'll necessarily act on it in a
That's-
predictable fashion. Because he might go, "I wonder what would happen if I did this. Ooh, that felt bad. Amazing."
Mhm.
Which is why his Fairfolk girl or his changeling girlfriend tends to keep him in line, even though she kind of hates him too. It's complicated.
Evidently.
But as the limo pulls up, you guys are greeted with a sight. It is a beautiful manor made of salt, surrounded about 50 feet away from the manor and the grounds is a large ringed forest. On the actual grounds, topiary beasts of all manner and size can be seen. Fountains bubble. It is a very, very beautiful place. And
Why do I feel
you,
the urge to lick it?
Mhm.
It's an entire building made out of salt.
yes, it is basically in the shape of both a manor, and behind it you can see what looks like a castle.
Now I can think of is if I were to lick the building, would that count as accepting food?
Probably not wise to do.
Mm.
The salt here is perfect.
Mhm.
Ah, yes, it is perfect, darling. I'm so
Yay, just
glad
popped
you
right up there.
noticed, as sitting inside of the car now is Domino. He is dressed in a blue suit with white highlights, white poofy wig, and powdered face, of course, as
I
he
would
just smiles.
I would like to scream as Domino addresses me from breaking the fourth wall.
Ah, yes, darlings, it's so great to see you. Welcome, welcome to the party. I do trust that you all will be entertained tonight.
I am back.
Do not
Sorry.
I promise you, this shall be a shindig to die for.
Reinhardt is
actually
still snoring on the seats
Um,
that he's sleeping on.
Okay. You say a shindig to die for. Are there any other phrasings available?
Without actually dying. I did add that at the end.
Okay.
Again, Reinhardt is like still actively snoring on the seat that he decided to nap on.
As you wake up, as Domino taps you on the forehead.
What are we there?
Oh yes, darling, you've arrived. Welcome, welcome. Now I have other guests to greet. I will see you all inside. Toodaloo. And And in a puff of salt.
He gets
Taste
up
him.
and he stretches a bit. I'm going to be very annoyed if this turns out to be one of those murder mystery things.
Oh, come on. You know it's going to be. Just play along.
Don't forget to.
Consider this my use of the bardic tongue.
What were you saying, Toshibe?
Don't forget to show respect to the host.
So as you guys get out, you can see other limos are pulling up. One of which is a man in a very dark black suit getting out, adjusting his blood red tie before making his way inside. Cody, when you see him, you would recognize him. You don't know his name, but you've seen him entering Pentex many times and going like to the top floors.
Pentex are the bad guys.
Is that going to start again?
Go look at the chat.
Okay, that's good.
Pentex are the bad guys. Are they though?
Let's see. Yes. Knowledge. With the knowledge roll that you know about the Magine, Pentex is basically the worm's greatest mortal servants. They are a corporation who, behind the veneer of business as usual, are actively trying to murder the planet.
They are Captain
So they're the cause of global warming.
No, so basically every corporation.
No, where other corporations are just being lazy and like just going for profit, Pentex is actively trying to murder the world.
Yeah, a lot of corporations just greedy.
Yeah, no,
So,
this is not
Pretty big
just
step from
greedy.
that to actively try to destroy the world.
They will cause oil they will cause like oil disasters just to cause damage to the environment because they want to. And they hide it behind, well, sometimes this just happens. It's business as usual. We need to make sure that everyone gets the oil they need so we don't have a choice.
Oh
Well,
god, they own BP!
I was about to say Deepwater Horizon right there.
Yes,
oh my
they would have been
all
responsible.
three of us went to the same exact
They are Captain
place
Planet
there.
villains.
They are all about basically destroying the environment and making people not care about it. They run basically. There are some of their subsidies that they run is Otoli's food, which is basically instead of McDonald's you have Otoli's, and Otoli's their food actually has very minor Bane spirits inside of it, and the Bane spirits slowly start corrupting the people, making them fat, lazy, and not caring about anyone else.
So the Heart Attack Cafe, which is a real place, by the way.
They are one of the biggest businesses in the United States as well as in most countries, and they have some of the cheapest, most affordable, and tasty food.
Well, it's the fat that makes it delicious.
We make sure to give our burgers the best carcinogenics for you to consume.
So yeah, you can get possessed by eating Otoli's enough.
Just like McDonald's.
There is Avalon Gaming, which makes very dangerous toys and video games to corrupt the youth of the world.
One of
So
the minor
Fortnite.
subsidiaries of them is White Dog.
Black Dog. I was actually just about to mention them. One of the other subsidies is Black Dog, who is responsible for their role-playing games.
So this universe are these the people that made Fortnite?
No, like some of their games are Wizard the Deviant. It's a play on White Wolf.
Man, I can't believe we're living in a universe where the media was right about violent video games poisoning our children.
Yes, it actually is. They run a cosmetics line where the cosmetics can get you possessed and turn into a shape-shifting abomination who's used as an assassin by Pentex called Enticers. They tend to serve the Urge Worm of Desire the most because of their abilities. They were just normal people before they were transformed against their will into these things. Pentex is very, very bad. The thing is, most people don't know Pentex is bad. Like,
Sure,
unless
werewolf.
you're at, like top management, you don't know it. You're just doing your day job.
Question. As someone with spirit, would I go to Antoli's and get a burger and like see the
You
evil
would
spirits?
know. Yes.
I would know.
Yes.
Now,
It would be absolutely terrifying to you.
Okay, would mages have resistance to the possession part? Because, I mean, it's
No.
a really good burger.
No, they do not.
Oh.
listen, just consume in moderation and purge yourself of evil spirits once a month.
That actually would work. But yeah, they are very, very dangerous. And Cody recognizes this one. He doesn't know his name, he's never really talked to him, but he has seen him many times, going to the top offices at the Pentex headquarters here at Empty Springs. Which likely means he could guess would mean he would be bad news.
Oh.
Number 70, Pentex is the bad guys.
Oh god, they made Raid Shadow Legends.
That's possible, yeah.
While
Let's
Fortnite
see.
is kind of annoying, I really don't consider them that bad.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Horizon Lost Mage, brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends, courtesy of Pentec Industries.
They have offered me sponsorships, and I have turned them down.
Really?
So, absolutely not. Granted, the deal was not good enough for me to consider it, but maybe if it were better, I might have. But that's beside the point.
I was about to ask. It must have been a really bad deal.
It
Don't
would have
talk about the
been...
money on stream.
Yeah, let's not get into it on stream here, but yeah.
As you guys get out, you also see another limo pulling up, and inside, getting out, is a figure who apparently has a tail, from what you can tell, but every single inch of him, from the ears, which are fluffy and on top of and near the top of his head, down to his feet, which look more like paws, is clad in very dark armor.
Hold up. So you're going to let literally every NPC in this game be furry, but not us?
No, this is a changeling.
Something else because I was about to
I know, but I had to make the joke there.
I know. This is a very specific changeling. Because any of you who look at that would realize that that suit of armor is entirely 100% cold iron.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Also, across his back is a very large bastard sword made of the stuff as well. Entirely made of it. This much cold iron would be worth a fucking fortune.
Is Domino aware he invited a murderer?
To be fair, I think most of the people here are murderers.
Oh, I should start taking down their names and general descriptions, yes. Oh shit, there might be someone here who knows me. Can you all form a huddle around me?
As you guys are saying that, the armored figure actually pauses and looks over at you guys before starting to walk over.
Reinhardt is going to whoever the largest person in the party is next to Reinhardt, because Reinhardt's probably one of the biggest. He's actually that's right. Reinhardt's like 5'8". If there's anyone who is in fact taller or larger than Reinhardt, he's going to shuffle behind them.
Oh god damn it! I'm 5'9".
As he walks over, you can hear actually a very cheerful voice come from the faceplates. Hi there. I don't think I've seen you guys around here before.
Articus growling.
That squealing noise behind me is Reinhardt. He's very pleased to meet you.
Wait, what did you say?
So that squealing noise behind me is Reinhardt because a Marten video just started playing. And then Marten squealing.
I don't think I've seen you guys around at any of these parties before. It's
Special occasion.
And you're not changelings either. That's sorry, my apologies. You can call me Leonis, it's the name I'm using right now.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yeah, sorry. I'm at your
Do I know-
service.
Do I know a Leonis?
No.
You're supposed to use fake names here.
Well, not just that. It's more I use a lot of different names because of what I'm up to. I serve the Court of Hope, the Dawn Court, as the Knight of Hope. It's my duties.
You do know this is the fair party, yes? He says, peeking his head from behind Warren.
Cody will look over
you may
to
have
him
noticed that
and
armor?
say, Cody will look over at him and say, the Dawn Court is one of the Fey courts.
Changeling courts.
Changeling.
We're all about bringing hope and ensuring change
I thought you were
comes
going-
across through the world.
I thought you were going by the, Dresden Files stuff, but okay.
Mage.
But yeah, that's my job actually, is to I'm the heavy hitter among the court. If there's something like a big deal or such, I'm the one who does it. It's also one of the reasons I'm here too, just to make sure everyone who goes in comes out again.
Oh, that's actually that's very calming.
Yes, your services are greatly appreciated.
Yeah, no, so you're not normal humans. What are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, normal human. Etiquette check. How do they feel about lying? We would have covered that before leaving, right?
Fair folk don't, changelings can. They're still half human.
I'm saying, well, how do they feel about people lying to them?
Depends on the court, depends on the person.
Depends on if they can tell you're lying.
How do you feel about lying?
Well, in this case, yeah, she's like, yeah, totally, completely human at all times.
I can say that you guys would know of him. he doesn't just hold himself to changelings and such. If the supernatural are causing problems for people, he tends to show up and very sharp, pointy end it to protect people.
Oh, then Reinhardt trusts this guy implicitly because you
Yeah.
know.
This guy is good enough that he's gotten hunters to back off of beings who he says are pretty decent. He's a very well respected figure in the supernatural circles. So long as you don't try to hurt humans, he really doesn't give a shit. The moment you cross that line, though, if he's there, he will make a big deal about it.
Wait a minute. A changeling that admires and is super protective over humans. He's a reverse furry.
Anyways, I can't speak for my friends, but I am a supernatural investigator, and a normal investigator. I like investigating. I am, by extension of these four, a friend of Domino, and I am what is considered to be a mage.
Which order?
I think it's Dreamcasters or
Dream Speakers.
Dream Speakers.
He nods a little bit. I've worked with him a couple of times when some of the dead started getting rowdy and causing problems. Pretty nice folk, honestly. Not too bad at all.
Indeed. They are very traditionalist.
He shrugs. A little bit stuck in their ways, but change comes to everybody.
That is true, but nonetheless, they've been speaking to the spirits the same way for thousands of years, and it still works.
He gives a small nod at that. Well, have any of you been to a fair folk party before?
This will be my first, and if I'm lucky, my last.
Unfortunately, yes.
Alright. And for those of you who are a little bit new to this, stick close. Promise everything's going to be okay.
He gives a single nod.
I assumed that Cody's been to him.
Probably a couple.
This is gonna be fun.
All gifts have price tags, all words have double meanings, and whatever you do, remain courteous. I got the basics down.
Gonna do my best to say nothing to nobody.
Good luck.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Also, you do note the sun has set here, as you see a few very pale figures getting out and coming into the manor as well. And even one or two werewolves are coming in.
Yeah, this
Shindig.
looks like it will be a real shin digging.
He gives a chuckle a little bit at that. Alright, come on in. Let's make sure that nothing bad goes on here. And as you guys are led inside, the inside of the manor is breathtakingly beautiful. Like nothing a mortal could craft could hope to come close to how this place looks. As you enter the foyer, large tables have already been set up. Servants of all different varieties, some withered with age, others look like living elements, fire, lightning, water, walking around serving hors d'oeuvres. Words just cannot describe what you are seeing.
Oh, hey, look,
Well.
Roby is here.
And as you guys enter, you can see Domino. walking among figures who are far too perfect, far too different to be considered anything possibly mortal. One of them is a figure of 8 arms in clockwork. Another looks like it is a living mirror floating on its own, its reflection twisting and trying to reach out before being pulled back into the glass. And a dozen other nightmarish forms, each more terrifying than the last.
How many of them are screaming horribly?
None of them.
How many of them look like they are?
None.
Oh,
They're just vibing. They passed their vibe check.
damn it.
We're going to have to put our gifts on the place where everybody else is putting theirs.
There is a table.
And
I put the pen on the table.
Here.
As you do so, a few of the figures start looking at you, but none of them move towards you, especially when they see the knight standing nearby, just one hand resting on a blade that's sheathed at his side. Not the giant sword on his back, but the sword that he has sheathed at his waist, on his belt.
How many weapons does this guy visibly have on him?
2 that you see.
Oh.
Yeah, no. When they look at him, you can actually see honest fear show up before they quickly back off and basically move over to the other side of the room.
They just look at that guy and look, oh, hey, look. That's an M1 Abrams.
No, it's more the equivalent of, oh god, why is there a walking nuke here?
what was the name he gave again?
Okay, whoever brought the pet hyena, we appreciate the joke, but please remove it.
Leonis is the name he gave.
Hey, be nice to Toshime. Toshime is always welcome.
And as you guys are doing that, as that happens, Cody, you feel a tap, tap, tap on your shoulder.
Now, what about Marticus? Marticus would have warned me about somebody coming up from behind.
Marcus didn't notice him.
Also, Marticus has been on my shoulder.
Marcus would have gone back over to him.
Yeah.
Ah!
Triple oof. Or back to 1 oof.
Okay, Cody will turn around cautiously.
And you would see the man that was in the black suit and the red tie standing there
Oh dear.
with a smile on his face, and he has a drink in his hand and a small hors d'oeuvre in his other.
Now, this is important. How big is the smile, and does it show the intention of threat?
Looks like a pretty casual smile.
Okay,
All
so
right,
he's just like, yeah, hey.
I'm gonna make an insight check. Here.
We use D10s, sir.
Yeah, he seems totally legitimate.
We use D10s in this house. No, see, he rolled 11. That's a 10 and a 1, so it negates it.
Well,
Nice
10s
to
are
work
worth
with,
2. Yeah. Man, we keep getting that one.
That one's super cute.
Just the speed with which he gets back up on top of it.
Yeah, Martins can respawn.
Saving checkpoint.
/respawn.
But yes, this
All
man is
about the
just
renaming, just
smiling
saving
very
forever.
casually, very normally. Almost too normally in a place like this, it feels like.
His very casualness means that something's afoot.
Well, Cody will respond to him. Yes.
Cody Taylor, right?
Perhaps. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Oh, where are my manners? As he sets the glass down on the table and offers his hand to you.
He will shake it.
My name is Nicholas.
Would empathy be what I would roll to get like a feel for this guy?
And this is
Yes,
the
it
one
would
from
be-
Pentex, right?
Yes.
Hey, I
It
have
would
point in
be for empathy, perception plus empathy if you're trying to detect how he is acting.
Gotcha. Oh dear. Well, I've got an explosion. Okay, that's a solid 0.
And what's the pass threshold?
7.
Don't forget, if you have no dots in empathy, that takes away 1 from your perception.
Yep.
I have 1 point in empathy and 2 in perception.
Okay.
And the 10 exploded. Oh, wait, do you only roll 1 dice when a 10 explodes?
You
or-
only roll 1.
Oh, okay then. Well, both of them were. So that was
10s count as 2s though.
4. So I got a 4 on that, not a 5.
Yeah.
Can I?
Um,
Post there.
He's not actively trying to hide it, despite everything. Yeah, you guys could clearly see this is all just an act. This kindness, this smile, it's all just an act.
Even though
Hold
I
on,
got 0.
He's got full customer service smile going on.
Reinhardt, you wouldn't be able to. But everyone else can clearly tell. To you, Reinhardt, yep, he's being absolutely normal.
The Reinhardt gives him a squint and goes, huh. And then just, he goes back to whatever. It's like, okay.
Everyone
he's
else
right
can
there.
clearly see, like, no.
He's a bag made of sleaze.
Hey, there's that bag of nope that I ordered. I wonder when it would get here.
Remember your rules here, and he committed a major act by using a full name.
Yeah,
You need a memory.
that's why Cody did not confirm that is his name. He's
I was just wondering if it's you or not.
What can I do for you?
Well, I'm going to take it that you are, considering you have a Marten with you. The higher ups you have sent them all into a massive, well, how shall I say it in polite terms? I don't think I've seen them get quite this stirred up since the beginning of World War II.
Oh,
What's he then?
that's an achievement.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed.
I believe the term you're looking for is tizzy, good sir.
And
Close enough.
why would that be?
Because you lots are the ones that are in their oh so precious little prophecy.
I have no idea what you're talking.
I honestly forget. Does Cody work for Pentex in this?
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember because part of the whole point was he does so many different jobs.
Or he used to.
Yeah. I think it said he used to.
Yes.
Now he mostly does the
Freelance
special
stuff.
effects for, Hollywood and such. Which I'm sure there's probably at least a few studios that are owned by Pentex.
They're like the White Court.
Though
They own Fox.
the Milt Didney company, that is definitely free standalone. Not even Pentex can take them on.
They've tried.
They've tried and failed.
They own Fox News, or in this universe, it's called Maned Wolf.
Most people just shorted it to Leggy News.
Leg News.
No, Leggy.
Yeah, leggy.
No, it's gotta be 3 letters, so it's leg.
Well, I suppose Did he respond to my question, actually? I got it.
Sidetracked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
You
the
know, he
prophecy
said that we were all
thing.
part of a prophecy.
Yes.
What prophecy?
About what you lot are going to be up to?
And this concerns me how?
More what you guys might be doing in the future, causing huge issues with them.
Ah. Well then, I suppose I shall extend my premature apologies for it. No hard feelings, but I kind of like the world existing.
Oh, no. Don't get the wrong idea. I am absolutely ecstatic for what you guys are going to be doing. And I wish to offer you lots my help with whatever you might need. Also, I have it under the authority of the board of directors of Pentex to offer you whatever assistance you may need.
As a white wolf just runs into the party, comes up to us, shouts, "Pentex are the bad guys," and then runs off again.
Wait, hold on a second now. So you've meant to tell us... sorry. Woo! So, you mean to tell us that you are here to give us support from your board, who are upset about the things we are doing.
He pauses for a moment before flicking a hand and speaking a word, and everything in the party just stops.
I sense time magic.
Yes.
Ah, I didn't really need that one dot to figure that out.
Very powerful time magic. As he casually just walks over and leans against the table. Let me put it like this. I, as the emissary of my current employers, the board of Pentex, the directors, I should say, are willing to offer you whatever assistance you may need in order to deal with and permanently remove the Mage Incarna.
In exchange for
Eliminating them.
Even though your people are not happy with us because of some prophecy.
He raises a finger. The Mage Incarna and the spirits are not necessarily happy with you. The board of directors are absolutely ecstatic and see you as a gift from God if they believed in him.
Any
I'd
man
be
who
surprised
would
if
give
they did not see themselves as gods.
It depends on which one you're talking to.
Any man who would give up an essential liberty for a temporary feeling of safety deserves neither liberty nor safety. I cannot agree to your terms.
You see, before you make any decisions, allow me to say this. The board of directors do not like the Mage Incarna. They're basically in a constant little shadow war with them. They want the Mage gone, and they want to work with the worm directly. You lots are supposed to be the ones who can do the deed. Thus, they are more than willing to offer whatever help they can, discreetly, to ensure that their greatest rivals for power are taken care of.
not
Who
that
are
I'm
the
agreeing.
Mage Incarna again?
Those are the Bane spirits.
Ah.
Yes, the ones that I shared in the Discord, the 12.
They directly help the worm and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So they are
Well-
our current bad guys, but these are the corporate. We're basically the bad guys are saying, "Hey, these are the other bad guys, and we don't like them. We're offering to help you take down the other bad guys."
These
In
are
an
the
Yes.
heads of the
NDA.
Hydra.
In order to eliminate the middleman so that they themselves can become more efficient bad guys.
Mhm.
Because that's the corporate mindset.
Yep. Basically, the Pentex board of directors do not like dealing with the Magine, and the Magine do not like them. There's a constant little war of power going on between these two groups. So it's
they're
like,
spending
hey,
they're spending their resources fighting each other instead of us. This doesn't sound like a bad thing. What's our motivation to get rid of that?
they want the Magine gone as much as you guys do. Because
But
then
no-
they can sweep in and take in all that power, take over all that power.
Right, but this is like a game of chess where it's like, yeah, I could do that, but then.
Where does that leave Where does that leave the survivor?
Well, I have it under authority that my bosses are more than willing, if you guys can pull the deed off, to offer you whatever you want in exchange. You want your own country? Your own planet? We can do that.
not that I'm
our own country on a doomed world or own planet in a doomed solar system. That makes total sense.
Would you like rulership over the new world that's coming? We can do that too. My
New
bosses
world
are
order.
my
That would be
bosses
like
are
living in a
quite
Picasso
willing to
painting.
offer you whatever you would like in exchange for your assistance in this matter.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. In art terms, I'm more of a Michelangelo girl, and what you're proposing is a Pablo Picasso.
Didn't Pablo Picasso get murdered?
There was some subtext there, yes.
In
To be fair-
exchange for my assistance, I will require majority controlling interest in Pentex and all subsidiaries.
Old.
You want to see on the board of directors?
I want to be the board of directors.
Oh, I think I'm going to like you. As he says that,
I choose to be, of course.
as he says that, by the way, his shadow opens its eyes, and you can see two glowing white dots in his shadow as it takes the form of a very large werewolf on the ground.
Excuse me, sir. Your shadow appears to be leaking.
Oh, I know. I am well aware.
You should have a doctor look at that. It might be serious.
I am
the
personally not
way
going to
I
turn
see
down.
it, you know, if we're going to, the way I see it, we take down one big bad evil guy, and if they actually live up to the terms, then
And don't try to assassinate us.
yeah. but if they actually live up to it, then I have the ability to literally run the other big bad evil guy, which I can then dismantle because I run it. I own it. I control it.
Be careful of the devil's deal.
Yes, yes.
Joke.
I will say this real quick. According to the prophecy, you lot could be the ones who also end up ending the world forever, permanently.
Break a couple eggs.
Well, here's my 2 cents on it. I will gladly accept any charitable donations, but I am not in the business of having people watching me.
Of course, of course. You lot, of course, will be able to do as you see fit. We will be more than willing to step out of things unless you need our assistance. But let me just say that you have friends in very high places who are more than willing to offer you whatever help you need.
We've got
What
friends
kind of
on
help?
the other side.
What kind
No,
of
that's
help do you
me.
offer?
Stepping out of things. It's an interesting choice of words there. See, there are a lot of obstacles that can get in the way of getting something from theory to market, such as genetically engineered herbs that can help out a lot of people. And there are certain pharmaceutical companies that like to create roadblocks to slow that down. Are you proposing that with your influence, those roadblocks could just go away?
They would never exist.
And that could be literally true since the dude has some pretty powerful time magic.
As I'm stating, I will gladly accept donations with no strings attached, but that is all that I will be accepting.
Of course.
I would have to have some time to write down a very specific set of terms with some very careful wording chosen.
He'll nod his head. Don't worry. We at Pentex are more than willing to wait as long as it's necessary to ensure a mutually beneficial outcome for everyone involved.
I personally prefer no papers, no records then.
Well, that's for the more under the table things.
This whole thing feels under the table. Besides, your donations are usually tax deductible anyways.
Guilty as charged. But anyway, I have a few other chores I need to do. It has been a delight talking to you all. I do hope you consider my offer. As he snaps his fingers, speaks a word.
Oh, I have told
and
you my terms.
time resumes as he nods to you, Cody, before turning and walking away.
Perhaps you can get
His
a
shadow
contract here.
morphing back to normal as he walks. He's more like giving you guys time to think it over before committing, if you would want to do it or not.
You should be careful about making deals with the Jinn.
I didn't see a lamp.
Who has spirit magic?
Me?
Yeah, that was a Nefandis.
What?
That was a Nefandis. You could feel
What's-
that from his magic.
What's in the fondness?
The Nefandi are people, mages like you, who have gone through the calls. They have gotten their avatars torn out of them, their souls ripped out of them, turned inside out, stitched back together, then stuffed back inside of them. They want nothing more than the utter erasure of all of reality.
That man
The-
was in a fondness, I hope you know.
A Nefandis showing up
Most
is
mages
enough
would band
usually.
together to kill him.
Yeah, the mages and the technocrats will band together, work together, and stop at nothing until they are dead. And even then, after that, they won't betray each other.
Huh?
That's how big of a deal it is if a Navanda shows up.
Reinhardt just gives a shiver. That man was in a fondness, I hope you know. If he weren't at this party, I might shoot him on the spot.
At this party, most mages would consider it okay collateral damage to shoot him on sight.
Most mages, Reinhardt is trying to be polite.
I kind of.
The thing
I,
is,
I had kind of figured as much. He was giving off some very strong vibes, and it was very uncomfortable how he happened to know exactly what my price was, or at the very least, he was more than willing to meet my price. It's temptation, nothing more.
This is why I don't have a price. Though
everyone
some
has a
funds would,
price.
though some funds would be nice.
Everybody has their price.
I do not.
Here's the thing. I know what my price is, but it's not a product that he's selling.
Indeed.
Unfortunately. Because what does it matter if my medicine saves 1 million people if my actions kill 10 million?
So, what do you guys want to do anything at the party now, or are you just gonna wait for Domino to start speaking?
I don't suppose we
Wait,
can
We
sit
didn't
down
wait
with
a minute.
touch
Domino
anything
and
at this party.
Wait a minute, Domino stopped speaking when?
perhaps we can go find Domino and see if we can't get him mad. No, not
No,
Domino, but Fondus.
Do not say that. Oh, okay, right.
I'm sure that Domino will show up to give a speech at the perfect time. Huh, usually that works.
Mm.
Nothing happened.
He's busy.
He's busy. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
So,
Is there any real reason why I can't just shoot him?
Other than the fact that Bullet would probably do nothing?
Ah!
All you would do is make him angry, and after he's done killing you, which for us would probably be a couple seconds, but for you might probably be a couple years. As soon as he's done
Where's
doing
that
that,
cold steel friend?
he would then proceed to kill us.
he's standing
Equally
near
as slowly.
you guys. He was just watching. At least until... He never heard any of this, remember?
I'm gonna say he didn't see any of the time skip.
Reinhardt is going to walk up to him and give him like a tap on the armor. Hey, friend.
Hmm.
There's no phone in this present.
What's that?
You don't know what a phone this is.
No?
It is an abomination. It's a magic. and various types of science.
He's gonna nod a little bit.
Okay, now I'm actually surprised that you don't know what a Nephondus is.
Me?
No, the guy we're speaking to.
Oh, yeah.
I don't usually deal with magic and such.
It is a being that wishes to destroy reality, mainly because it's suffered immeasurable amounts of pain and suffering to about the limits of emotion and perception.
Basically, take everything, all the worst that a Fae can do to a person, multiply it by 10.
Here's
then
the easiest way to
square
explain it. It's a mage that's given himself up to the worm.
I mean,
He's
yeah.
gonna nod slightly.
He notably has some time magics on his side as well.
Here's an image of what a Nephondus does to someone that they got upset at.
Oh.
Oh, wait, you posted an image?
Is the Aphanus the painting or the one in the background?
The background.
Okay.
I will post that in the Tabletop image channel on the Discord. That is March 20th, 2022. For anybody else that wishes to see. You know, viewers.
So I'm doubting you have any experience with killing one.
No.
Most
I tend to
people don't
focus-
have experience killing one.
Most of the time you're not supposed to kill one, because if you kill them, they're just gonna reincarnate. They require special rituals to permanently kill.
Reinhardt's sitting here like, I have none of the tools to deal with this, but I want to.
But as this goes on, Domino is going to pick up a glass and hit a salt spoon against it as a shriek of absolute agony screams out. Also cute Marten.
I think his wine glass is out of tune.
Now, everybody. It is such a delight to see you all here. But I know, it's always a good time to throw a ball. However, there is something important that I simply must ensure that everyone was here for. I am paying back on a debt that I owe. And the one who is going to assist me with paying back this debt is none other than my dear, dear friend, Cody Taylor. Come on up here, darling.
There's that
What?
full name again.
Okay,
Oh,
Kerr,
dear.
are you trying to get me killed?
No?
You keep having everybody use my name.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that a bad
You're-
thing?
No?
I'm gonna. I feel like it's the kind of thing where you're rich and famous, so people already know your name.
No,
Well,
only
yes,
if
but-
Cody himself says his full name. In his
Oh.
own words. Is it bad?
Okay. So that's the way.
So-
Okay.
Okay.
Fake crap.
Is it safe to use an anagram?
Yes, it has to be your true name that you say.
Okay, good, because I came up with an anagram while we were doing all that stuff. Trio.
By the way,
of
what's-
wings.
What's considered as your true name? Is it your birth name or the name that you believe the most in?
Your
name
dead
you
name
believe the
doesn't
most
count.
in.
Okay.
Well, Cody's going to go ahead and go up. This is where I'm gonna die, I know it.
Ah, darling, it's so great
Oh,
to
flip.
see you.
Here's your wedding.
Now, darling, there has been something that I have been doing for your grandmother. A oath that I swore to her nearly a century ago. And it is time that I pay back the deal.
I was unaware of such a deal.
Oh,
What do you
I
got to
know.
die?
I am well aware. But as he is going to clap his hands, for a century I have watched over and protected this one. And I have been told upon this date to ensure that he enters your care. As as a large door opens and two very, very large statues wielding crystal-like swords and shields march like an honor guard, escorting a boy about 10 years old who looks very nervous and worried. Your
Oh.
grandmother's other son, and now in your care.
Let's just make him his brother.
No, that would make him my uncle.
Well, didn't he say your grandmother's mother's son?
No, grandmother's son.
Oh, okay.
Other son.
Other son. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see. And we will have to discuss later.
Hey, who
Preferably
has
not
spirit in our
front of
group?
everyone.
That would be Reinhardt.
Who has prime in this group?
I do.
I think Toshime said he does.
Yep.
I do not have prime.
Warren, Reinhardt, both of you give me a willpower roll, please.
Oh, goodness. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
By the way, I just want to say I didn't expect it to take 3 hours to get to this point.
It's only 2.5.
That's D&D. Expect everything to take probably 3 times longer than you expect. God damn it, one. So that's 1, 2, 3 successes.
Reinhardt, you feel like you just got punched repeatedly in the face.
Ah, a normal feeling for Reinhardt.
When you look at this kid, it is for like 10 seconds your brain just stops working. Like you're not even trying to call on your magic. It's just so intense that you feel it without even having to open your senses or use your tools. For Warren, you just collapse for like a good 30 seconds.
Ugh.
What you saw was a presence so... It's difficult to describe because there's just like not really words necessarily that can reach it. It was not one presence, but multiple presences inside this kid. 2, maybe 3 others other than him, but it was really difficult to see or understand it. When you tried to, it basically knocked you on your ass. And you weren't even trying to actually look, you just literally looked at him and your magical senses picked it up with no tools involved or anything.
Can I try to look back at him? And, like, not get completely flashbanged by his presence?
Yeah, once you know that it's going to happen, you can kind of adjust for it.
Okay. He looks back over and just like, ugh. And, rubs
But
his eyes a bit.
even like doing that, he's like a shining beacon in the room compared to everybody else.
So yeah, it's like you turned your head and you got flashbanged, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And the kid just kind of walks up to Cody. He is dressed in a red shirt, a blue jacket. He's got a little baseball cap on, and he has sneakers that don't have any laces that are blue like his jacket. And he's wearing a pair of jeans, and he's got a little backpack on his back. And he looks very, very nervous.
This is definitely something I would prefer not to discuss more details on in front of everyone. But I appreciate your upholding of the bargain.
He looks at you as though you just started speaking another language. And why wouldn't I, of course? This is the oath that I swore. I must uphold it perfectly.
That you have. As is, of course, good and proper.
Said kid is going to very shyly wave a hand to you.
Cody will wave back and whisper to Marticus, sending him over to the kid.
Oh, the boy's going to be absolutely enthralled by Marticus as Marticus hops onto his shoulders and begins to move around and just pull his attention to him. If you wish to speak in private, well, I'm sure my guest can suffer my non-presence for a little while.
That would be preferable, though my comrades may come with.
Of course, of course. Come, darlings, come. He claps his hands twice as the whole lot of you are now in a private office entirely made out of salt.
Oh, I have that urge to lick it.
The boy is also there, and he is currently enthralled with Marticus.
Alright, what were the exact terms of this bargain?
Reinhardt real quick is gonna place a hand on Cody's shoulder and say, can we first speak on something before we continue this conversation?
Absolutely, Reinhardt. Why do you have a black eye?
That is what I wanted to speak about.
I don't know if he actually would have one, but I wanted to make the joke.
Yes, he does.
Oh, okay.
He like nods over to a
Well-
corner of the room.
Domino, please excuse me. I apologize.
Domino will nod. I understand. It is very important that one deals with their obligations.
Oh, you have no idea. Oh, maybe you do.
And Reinhardt would be considered an obligation. So Reinhardt pulls him to the side over to the corner and like rubs his face and just goes, "There's something wrong with this child."
Well, I mean, aside from the fact that he is, in fact, a child still.
Well, that could be honestly explained away one way or another. Actually, I don't know how old your grandmother is or if she's still alive, but I'm not going to pry too much. Anyways,
I kind of
but
am
I-
assuming she's passed away at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
well, she passed away 10 years ago.
Yes.
Damn it. Okay. Yeah, putting the age aside, when I looked at that child, he had more souls in him than should have been. It hurts to look at him physically. Fuck. Something more going on here. Maybe Domino's part of it, maybe not, but the child is different.
Okay, would you care to elaborate on that point?
He has more than one soul. Multiple
How many?
souls. I couldn't count. It hurt to look at. Again, physically hurt. He says as he gestures to his somewhat blackened face.
I see. Well, I will take that under advisement. Was there anything else?
No. He says as he goes back to rubbing his face. Maybe if you brought any alcohol, that would be nice.
I'm afraid I did not. Can I cast magic here?
You could try, yes.
Correspondence to try and grab a bottle from my wine cellar?
Make an Arete roll.
I really need to get my Arete up.
It's not something we can just increase. I think that's a level up thing.
Mm-hmm.
2.
That's enough.
So Cody is just going to tap on his wrist computer and then reach up his hand and it kind of disappears for a moment. His hand does, and then he pulls it back out of whatever it went into, and there's a very nice bottle of wine, which he then hands to Reinhardt.
Beautiful. This will hopefully cut the pain. Thank you. He says as he corks the top and just starts fucking chugging it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, just so you are aware, that was approximately $3,000 that you will now owe me.
That's some really high-end booze.
He goes to recork the bottle and carries it with him. I already owe you my life. There's not much more you can put a price on.
That's a perfect opportunity to spit it back in the bottle.
That's not how a life debt works. That's not how life debt works. Hold on a second.
That's how Reinhardt's making it work. Like, you
These
already
are-
own me. There's nothing. Like, I'm not gonna get you any money back.
This isn't
Cody
cooking the
is
books.
going
This is
to-
deep. This isn't cooking the books. This is deep frying them.
Cookie is going to crack us, or Cody is going to crack a smile and give a small chuckle before going back over to Domino. Now, where were we? I was looking for the exact details of this agreement.
Ah, yes. You see, your grandmother came to me after she had a vision. And she asked me to ensure that her child arrived here safely and on time to meet you. I owed her quite a number of debts for services she had performed for me in the past, so I agreed to do so. We hammered out the deal that it would be done safely. No harm would be done to the boy mentally, physically, emotionally, or in any way, shape, or form that would alter him. And I would keep him in my keeping away from the hands of time so that he would be able to be here upon this date to meet you.
And what did you get from this bargain?
Paying back my debts.
I see. And what is it about this boy that is so important?
I did not inquire into such things. The deal forbid it.
Yes, but as one of the Fae, I am certain that you have some manner of insight.
Actually, I do not. I kept my
Interesting.
deal perfectly.
Well, I suppose I shall have to take a closer look into this myself. I'm not sure where to go from here.
Is there anything else that you require that you would wish to know that I might be able to answer?
Have there been any threats that have come against him while he's been in your care? Things that you would have stopped? Naturally.
Oh, dozens.
I would like to know details about any information you have regarding who brought these attacks and when precisely.
I believe it's been over 10,000 now in the century he's been in my keeping.
Do you know what group they came from?
The
What
beings that you know.
affiliations?
The beings that you know as the Wild, the Weaver, and the Worm, I believe, is what you call them.
All three have made attempts to either... Well, you may not know this, but either capture or kill him.
Indeed,
Did you say 100,000?
at least.
That's
said
once every
10,000.
3 days, approximately.
Good. So my math was on that one. I was actually going over that in my head.
No, he said 10,000, didn't he?
Oh, and that's at least once a month.
No, 10,000 is once every 3 days.
But did he also
No, but-
say how long the boy's been with him?
A century.
A century.
So that's 1,000 years. So
100
365,000 days.
100 years.
And
That's 100 years,
what?
not 1,000 years.
Oh, you know, you're right. So yeah, that would be once every 3 days. I don't know why I thought a century was 1,000 years. I'm done.
That's a millennia.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
But yes, they attempted quite a lot to violate my territory and gain access to him.
And now I will need to take charge and keep him safe. That is a
Became
tall
such a-
order, grandmother.
It became such an ordeal. Just Domino would wake up, be like, it's Tuesday again. And then he would get out his gun.
They came like clockwork.
He just waved a hand, it's like, okay, you're dead now. And then they actually died. And then he was like, okay, back to my nap.
Since this is his territory, he could just wave their hand and they'd be out of his territory.
Oh, that's far too kind. They infringe on his territory.
Yeah, the Fae aren't exactly known for being forgiving.
No. No.
No, it wasn't forgiving. Here's what happened. He teleported them exactly 3 days travel from his place. So he sends them away. They march back. He sends them away. They march back. It's like Oedipus or whatever.
No, he would just murder
No,
them.
not Oedipus. No, Damocles? Damocles? So the guy who did the boulder.
Yeah. Sisyphus?
That's
Yeah.
it, I think.
Yeah, it's
That's the guy.
So, I don't know if that came through on the microphone, but that alarm that just went off was my warning that we are nearing the time when the second D&D game is supposed to start.
Indeed.
Oh, sorry, second tabletop game, because not specifically D&D, but you get what I'm saying.
By the way, the entire time the boy has not said a word.
I kind of assumed that basically Cody gave Mardicus instructions to keep the boy distracted.
He's doing a very good job at that. Marcus seems to love him.
Yeah, I'm sure Mardicus totally isn't feeding off of the extra spirit energy.
Reinhardt is holding the bottle up to his face.
Too bad that blurps are disabled. I would totally play a soda straw sound effect
They're
right
not
now.
disabled.
It's not showing on. Let me refresh the page.
Yeah, it's there.
Being stupid. It's taking forever to rebuffer. There it goes. Now they're there. They weren't there before. Weird. It's being so slow and weird right now. I have no idea why.
Blurp has some issues here and there. But, anyways. Though if you do want to support with bits, it's actually better for me if you slap some stickers on the screen.
But blurp.
Yeah, blurps are great.
I was wondering if anyone else wanted to say something.
No, Reinhardt's just managing his pain in the background.
Yeah, I'm just not certain what to actually do, because, like, out of character, I've got no idea how to respond to this or what to do with the kid.
You could
Go ahead.
try talking to him.
Well, fair. I guess I could have done that. Well, Cody will turn to the, well, actually, no. I believe, Domino, that, in light of this, would it be untoward of us to, take an early evening?
He shakes his head. No, of course not, darling.
Very well. Then I believe we shall retire back to my manor. If you could... If the transportation is available.
He nods. Indeed. My chauffeur is ready to take you back whenever you are ready.
Well then, we shall bid you adieu.
Reinhardt just gives a nod and starts to walk out.
I was about to ask the kid for his name, and then I'm like, actually, better not to do that.
Seems the same.
Not here, at least.
Duke.
Delightful party, Domino.
He'll nod his head.
Duke.
I do hope you enjoy the gift.
Oh, darling, I'm sure your gifts are simply delightful.
What do you have with salt, by the way?
Salt is perfect, darling.
Cody, as soon as Reinhardt says that, is just face palming and giving a slight sigh.
They'll enjoy your salt pen.
He will nod his head. Thank you, darling. I shall.
He just gives a nod. He's not smiling at this point because, you know, he's just in pain. But he just nods at that and proceeds to leave with everyone else, presumably.
Anything else from anyone?
Somebody picks me up and drags me off.
Yeah, we're all. I think we're all ready to go.
Is it Portia who got knocked out?
No, it was Warren who got knocked down.
Oh. Is Warren just still laying on the ground?
Yes.
No, he was able to get back up.
He's able to, but did he?
Yeah, I got up.
Does Warren look roughed up like Reinhardt does?
Probably.
Yes.
All right. I assume we just all head back to the limo.
Duke.
Yeah, home we go.
I wasn't sure there was anything else from anyone, so I wanted to wait just to make sure.
Yeah,
Going
we'll
once.
head back to Cody's
Portia's-
mansion.
Portia's basically just been a fly on the wall for the entire ball.
Same here. Didn't want trust myself to touch anything. Or say
Ah,
anything.
yes.
I was
Social
resisting the urge
anxiety.
to lick- I was resisting the urge to lick things.
Mm.
Things
Oh.
made out of salt here.
Cody, before he leaves, will turn to Domino. I will ensure that the outfits you graciously gave to us as a host are left for you to recollect them. They will be in my foyer.
Thank you, darling. I will send someone by to get them.
Alright, now we head back to the manor. And at the manor, Cody is going to usher the kid up to... he's going to take him to the library. But he will tell everybody to change into new outfits and leave their clothes in the foyer within the hour.
Oh, but by the time you're issuing that request, the Portia's already halfway through changing. Could not get out of the monkey suit fast enough.
Same with Alexis.
I'm changing back and grabbing my staff again.
Right. Of course, does the same thing. He puts on a pair of pants and like a white dress shirt, and then just like goes to pass out on one of Cody's couches.
Shirt, skirt, lab coat, good to go.
And Alexis will inquire what's up with the kid.
We will, well, I mean, I assume Cody would also tell everybody to meet him in the library if they wish to talk to the kid.
The boy did not say a single word on the way back. He was also still playing with Marticus at the time. To him, despite all this chaos and sanity and strangeness, he is taking it all in stride, and he didn't seem bothered at all by it.
Bob, would you wake up? We have a little bit of a situation here. A new guest.
The eyes of the skull open up, look at the kid before... The hell you have there, boss?
Apparently this is my uncle.
That's...
Hey, that was my reaction.
Bob is lost for words. Bob is never lost for words.
Yes. And Cody is just going to turn to the kid and kind of kneel down, crouch down a bit. And what is your name?
The boy is going to hesitate before he's going to mutter Hunter very, very quietly. Kind of nervous.
Well, Hunter, I will do my best to keep you safe here. We do have top-of-the-line security at this, here in my mansion, and I will do everything I can to make sure you stay safe. It seems we are family. Do you know anything about why you were put there? Also, I am Cody. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I know. You're Cody. He's gonna point over. That's Portia. That's Warren. That's Reinhardt. That's Lexus.
Pleasure to meet you, Hunter.
Yeah, she told me all about all of you. She doesn't like you guys that much. You like messing things up.
That's not inaccurate.
Who is she?
Who is she?
I have to ask, is he a changeling?
No.
No, he is the souls of the innocent.
No.
I beg him.
Grammy Spider. You guys mess up her webs. Especially him as he points to Alexis.
Hey.
Oh no. The time spiders.
As well as you, Reinhardt.
Ah. Alexis
Yeah,
does the
I
Nelson
don't-
laugh.
I don't very much care for what a spider thinks of me.
No, the spider. The weaver.
Yeah, they
Pardon?
don't like you guys very much, and they don't like the tree outside either. It keeps getting in their way.
Well, they can hate it as much as they want. But not going anywhere.
You're going to see Bob's eyes look over at Cody. Can I come out?
Yes, but do not leave this room.
And a orange mist is going to leave the skull and start flying around Hunter, looking at him. And as it does so, he's going to stop again before looking at all of you. He can hear the one song.
Define that.
That he's going to pause for a second. You meatbags can't. Oh, most of you can't. It's the language of the Weaver spirits. It's how they communicate, how they send information so quickly to each other. It's like a hive mind they share. What one knows, they all know.
Fascinating. Sounds useful.
So what
Yeah,
you're saying is
so-
he is part of this hive mind?
No, that's the thing. Normally, a being who can hear the one song gets caught up in it and loses their individuality and uniqueness because the Weaver doesn't like that. He does have it though.
So he can hear
He's-
directly what the pattern spiders are speaking.
And he can talk to them.
Oh, how did we get messed up into all of this?
He's gonna start looking at Hunter again. Jesus. This kid is filled with elemental chaos too. How the hell did this happen? How this kind of thing shouldn't be possible.
All I
And-
know is that the three big bads have been trying to either kill or capture him for the last century, and he has been held by, or protected as part of a bargain by Domino, and kept in a basically time stasis.
I can see why. This kid's like a freaking walking figment of them. That's why they're after him so much. He's like an embodiment of them.
Of the big bads?
The Wild, the Weaver, and the... That's... He's gonna start flying around faster, like, and basically glowing very, very brightly. He's balanced. They balance each other out inside. That's why it's not causing... He's not overwhelmed by any one of them. The wild balances out the weaver balances out the worm, and the worm balances out the weaver.
You said Weaver twice.
Oh, sorry, the weaver balances out the wild, while the wild balances out the weaver, and the worm keeps the wild or keeps the other ones in check.
We understand what you mean.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to make sure I keep it all in my head too.
It's a triangle.
Yes. And Bob is just like, the fuck?
Well, first off, any suggestions on how to keep him safe?
Lock him up and throw away the key.
That's not nice.
That would not be an option. Plan B?
Run. Start running right now.
I see.
That would keep him safe, how?
Because everyone who knows about him is going to want him.
What about, Sir... Insert the name here. Over at the... Insert club name here.
Alric? He might be able to keep him safe.
Might?
I don't know much about him. But you're gonna have
Everybody.
Gorgons, Fomori, drones, even the Kami might be coming.
Who?
Possessed beings. People have been jumped by spirits of one of the groups.
Hmm.
But they're all gonna want the kid. Look, boss. I'm telling you, you guys need to get moving. Get somewhere safe. Preferably someplace the spirit world can't get to. And just as he says that, alarms begin going off throughout the manor.
Great.
Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Intruder alert!
Oh...
End of session.
Ah!
Ow.
Hey, I have to leave us on a
see.
cliff note.
I see. I swear
Wait, here's a
if
Marten
you...
video.
I swear if you cancel next week, I'm going to, I'm gonna break up with you.
Why?
Don't worry, it's just the mob that got in.
My home is under attack. I do not want it under attack.
Everything's gonna be fine.
See, everything was fine this session.
I guess I am still alive, technically.
What
By the way,
damage did
you can thank Toshime and Nestle for the donation goal being met for this.
I mean, Nestles was just extra on top, but Toshime completed it.
I know, but
I appreciate
the
both of
next
you.
full bar.
You're welcome.
Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. I figured the donation goal was probably going to be met, so I planned around it. And here's another Marten
Yeah.
video to make up for having to wait a week.
Sort of the animal world.
Couple weeks.
Thunderstorm of the tiger is killing its prey.
That will be
Sort of
me
the
to
animal
you.
world. Thunderstorm of the tiger is killing its prey. The berserk of the animal world.
This
Thunderstorm
video.
Of the tiger is killing its prey. The berserk of the animal world. Thunderstorm of the
Smiling
tiger is
all the
killing
way.
its prey. The berserk of the animal world. Thunderstorm of the tiger is killing its prey.
Alright, so for the next game, we've got 4 players here. All ready to go. So we just need the DM.
You just need the game to be run next week.
Well, no, I'm meaning for the
Unfortunately-
next game today.
Oh, gotcha.
Joke.
So we need to find Luke wherever he is. He is currently offline. I mean, we heard from the DM for the next game at the beginning of this game, but not since.
Jim just sent to me, Papa, I think I'm feeling super sick next week. You might need to rush me to the hospital next week. Such a shame, you'll need to cancel the game next week.
Jim, you are within tickle distance.
You're not going to be able to stream today.
Don't worry, I'm sure you guys will like what happens next week.
Joke.
I'm sorry, we have to cancel game next week.
Timber, get in voice. No, Karma, that is not accepted.
He is pulling the blankie in. Hi, this is my blankie. I'm taking it now.
Alright, so we got Timber here. We got all the players. Just no DM.
Hop out of the server.
Afraid I got to run to dinner.
Alright, everyone. I'm going to be hopping off.
Thanks for coming, watchers. Thanks for running it, Kerr.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for playing,
everyone, for
players.
coming.
Alright, everybody. Well, I don't know where Luke is. We'll give him a few minutes to get in here. Kerr, thank you for running the game. But yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for Horizon Lost, Mage, the Ascension, World of Darkness, etc., etc. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of your support that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I seriously cannot do this without your guys' support. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by simply sharing the stream around, as well as grabbing some merchandise over at zgfgaming.store. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu. I'll be back shortly.
Bye, guys. See you in a bit.